Welcome to Inner Peace Arts Unscripted. I'm your host, James Coleman. I write at innerpeacearts.wordpress.com on personal development, spirituality, and social change. You can also find me on Facebook at Inner Peace Arts 1. That's Inner Peace Arts, all one with the number 1 at the end. Same at Twitter, Inner Peace Arts 1. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about how academia works, why I couldn't have gotten involved seriously before I had mastered Inner Peace Arts, and we'll just go from there. So academia is a certain kind of environment for a certain kind of savant who is basically willing to serve an agenda that basically they have no idea what it is, in my opinion. They could know, but at the end of the day, that point actually may not even matter. The point is that academia is not interested in truth or exploring how to actually do things better and to take the best of what they've done and actually do that. So it's not about that. Some participants are able to generate ideas that can and do contribute to the possibility, but it's not actually about making that possibility come to pass. And so if you go into academia with the notion of game changing, you're sorely mistaken. So at the end of the day, with anything, right, there's an agenda. And the agenda is usually represented by those who are providing the funding, right? And that's who the agenda of the academic community serves, right? Well, that's the service of the academic community serves that agenda, right? And that's how it is. And there are certain kinds of savants that are able to operate in that agenda where they can, live and talk about stuff and know that at the end of the day, their real impact is actually minimal from the overall world, let's say global or universalist impact. And so if you're anything like me, and there is this kind of universal consciousness that's operating in you. I'm not saying you're perfect and but just this universal kind of consciousness. Service to that agenda can be very frustrating, if not impossible. Now, of course, there's some people who have this universal consciousness and are serving in academia, and God bless them, and I hope they're able to stay and operate well. And if I had an opportunity to do it now, was willing to do the work and had some things, I might even do it. But it's only because I recognize now that there's an agenda. Previously, I would be like, "What's wrong with you people?" And there's a certain kind of a language that you have to master in order to get involved in academia, because there's so much information that they have their own summary system of talking about information, right? So if we're talking about, let's just take a famous philosopher, Kant. If you haven't heard of him, Immanuel Kant, that's fine. And let's just say he wrote 20 books. Well, you have to summarize all those 20 books in a single statement to have a conversation about him, right? Kant, that's what you would say. You would say this is a Kantian notion, as opposed to a consequentialist notion. Now, if you don't understand that, that's because you're not kind of understanding the whole academic game. And the concepts behind it are reasonably simple, but you'll never, getting to them is very hard, and it's the kind of savant that's able to easily get to those bottom lines that's able to succeed in academia. And I only recently gained that ability because I always looked at things in bottom lines. Like, how can I, Kantian, like, what does that mean? Like, it doesn't mean anything. But it has a certain kind of a meaning and a certain kind of and there's no school for that. They're basically filtered through school to be trained that either you get it or you don't. Or maybe people do it at home with their kids to train them for academia, like I am with mine. If they want to go into academia, they're going to know how to play that game now. At, as little kids, they'll be growing up and knowing how to play it. So that's my piece on academia. Why previously I haven't gotten involved, and how it works, and why it's important. Another reason why it's important is because, people put trust in professors. And I heard this, my kids were listening to something, and it said, oh, make sure you would tell an authority figure, like a parent, teacher, or police officer. And I'm like, parent, teacher, police officer? Really? Like, those are three completely different realms. And I don't know how much you could trust a teacher or a police officer in certain social circles, certain circumstances, but that's how this culture is, and professors get a certain kind of a status of kind of truth-seeking or doing things the right way or whatever. And the bottom line, it's actually not really true. They're rented minds for the agenda of the ruling class. And again, this is not a criticism of them as people. They're part of a system. They want to eat, they want to go to sleep, they want to go on vacation, all that kind of stuff. So I just the old me couldn't do it. The new me could, knowing that I was playing a certain kind of a game, but it would still be kind of hard. But that's it. We're running out of time here. So that's the piece today, is understanding academia, getting a little bit of understanding on inner peace arts, why inner peace arts is about a truth-seeking and an application thereof, and making a real applied difference that actually the academics would study. You see, that's the difference. Academics are going to be studying the impact of inner peace arts as opposed to actually doing it. And their study is going to be in service to the ruling class, who's going to try and find a way around it. So that's the social change piece, which we haven't had a big one in a while. So here's one. And once again, this is James Coleman. This has been Inner Peace Arts Unscripted. Check out the blog, innerpeacearts.wordpress.com. Write me at innerpeacearts@protonmail.com. It's completely encrypted just for you. innerpeacearts@protonmail.com. Have a fantastic day.